What's up, everybody? I'm Eira. This is a Finish or Fail, where I'm going through currently every 2024 anime and checking them out, seeing if they're worth a finish or a fail. Let's spin the wheel and see what's next. Last one was pretty good, so let's get another good thing. I would like good, thank you. Could I order some good? Tower of fucking God. Oh no. Well, maybe it'll be good. Some people like this, right? I haven't seen season one, so we'll also have to watch that. But yeah, I guess I'll be back with my thoughts on Tower of God. Wow, what a god awful piece of television I just watched. It's not good. It's not good at all, actually. I'm actually quite surprised how bad this is. Why was this like big? I remember everyone making a big deal about this when it first aired and getting a lot of attention and all this stuff, and it's just like the most basic bitch shit imaginable. Like it's just really basic, and the whole first episode is just like nothing but exposition. This is obviously a drop. I didn't even finish episode one. I got more than halfway through it though. I got a decent chunk into it, just waiting for something to happen, and it kept being like, no, nothing happens, we're going to talk about things that might happen in the future. It's like constant exposition, like just explaining things or just lore dropping things, like, oh, but you're a princess of a thing, maybe you can use this thing, and then someone else is like, whoa, no, only this or that is the reason that you can use the thing, and then they're like, oh, but you see, and it's just shit like that. It's just like constantly explaining shit and lore dropping stuff and expositing and just nothing actually fucking happening. And not in like an interesting way. It's not in like an interesting way. It's just in a boring way. It's literally just saying shit, and I guess I'm meant to be impressed. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see that this was a fucking like. It's pretty obvious how this was a web a web comic to start off. Like, yeah, it's like it's just so poorly written. It's like it's bad. The visuals are alright, they're kind of interesting, but it doesn't really save it from just the fact that it is doing nothing, and even then the visuals aren't always impressive. It's just that it's got kind of a unique style, which is nice, but a raw nut for me. Not my cup of tea. That was actually a glass of water, but whatever. Not my cup of tea. It's way too expository. It also feels like it's trying to be everything. Like it has no identity. It doesn't feel like its own thing. It just feels like it's taking ideas from like everything. Like it's just got a bunch of different ideas from a bunch of different places. Everything it does, I'm like, oh, I've seen that done better somewhere else before. I've seen that done better. I've seen that done with more cohesion. I've seen that done with less exposition. It just feels like every crappy anime that's like this. Like every like formulaic, tropey, expository episode one show. Like guy meets a goddess. Guy dies and he's about to be isekai'd, and he meets a goddess in a room, and she spends the whole episode expositing at him how everything works. It feels like that. It's not quite exactly that, but it's a lot like that in that it's full of exposition for a bunch of nonsense. It's not at all interesting. It's mostly people in a singular room, and it's also just very formulaic and full of a bunch of boring tropes and nonsense. I'm honestly flabbergasted. I expected it to be better. Everyone said this was good when it was like airing, and they made like a big deal about it before it came out. This was a big deal when it came out. I remember it. I was there. I know that people hated season two, I think, when that came around. But like this is just always shit. This is just shit from the get go. So yeah, I'm not fucking interested. Goodbye. Alright. Back at the wheel. That was a miss. Let's try again. Let's be not a miss this time. Yo, this one. What if Grandpa and Grandma got fucking hot again and started banging each other again because they're young again? I actually don't know much about this one. I don't know what the consensus ended up being. I remembered a lot of people talking about it before it aired, and it seemed kind of cute. It seemed sweet. So I hope I like it. Yeah, I don't have any strong lean either way here, but I hope I'll enjoy it. I mean, I always hope I'll enjoy it, but I think I might. I could. We'll see. We'll see though. Let's go. Let's go. I'm about to tell you right now. Alrighty. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna be dropping this one. A fail, you could say, like the name of the show. Um, but it's not out of malice. It's just that there's not much here. It's kind of like Puniru Kawaii Slime or Mr. Villain's Day Off, where like I don't want to drop it really, or rather, I don't want the negative connotations that come with dropping it, but I am dropping it. Because it's not out of malice. It's just that like I get it. I get what's going on here. You know, I've seen enough of it. I see what's happening. It's that simple, really. Like, the jokes aren't that different. A lot of the jokes they kept making were very similar, all kind of the same vibe. And it's like, sure, they can be funny, but overall, like, it's just very repetitive. And so, without even finishing the first episode, it's like, yeah, I get what this is. I see what it is. If I watch the whole thing, I'm sure there'd be more moments where I'd laugh and skits I'd enjoy. But it's just too much, man. I don't need a whole 11 full-length episodes of these same kind of jokes over and over. It's just too much. It's just too much. It should have been short. Like, it's just very simple skits ad nauseum. Like, and they're all pretty similar. So it's like, yes, sometimes they could make me laugh and sometimes I could enjoy them. But on the whole, too repetitive. And so I've seen enough. I'm not dropping it with malice, but I'm just done here. I've seen enough to be like, yeah, it's pretty funny. I'm sure there's people that'll love this and watch all of it and love it. If you're that person, great. But yeah, for me, it's just like when it's just repetitive, I'm just like, yeah, it's nice, it's good, it's simple. But I'm not gonna watch all of it. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna fucking sit through all of it when it's this simple and basic, you know, and repetitive. So it's gonna have to be it's no for me, dog. Yeah, just not what I need right now, I guess. Yeah. Let's go back to the wheel. Come on, wheel, man. Wheel, you gotta give me something good, man. I just need a good anime, man. Anime's all I got. My life is fucking empty. I just really, you got, please. What is that? Jellyfish? Jellyfish! Jellyfish can't swim in the night. Well, can they swim at night, though? Yeah, jellyfish can't swim in the night. I actually think this one's gonna be a banger. I think it's right up my alley. I think it's exactly my type of shit. And it has Rei Takahashi in it, so what could possibly go wrong? Sounds like a slam dunk. Honestly, this could be the banger. This could be the one I finish this episode. Let's fucking hope so. What's up, anime enjoyers? Welcome back. It's a drop, and this one hurts me. This one hurts me to have to do. I wanted to enjoy this one. I really did, but man, is it just not it? It's not doing it for me, sadly. The first episode was alright. I actually quite liked the first episode. It was decent. It was fine. It was good. Good even. But then it just kept being not very great. Which is weird because like when I thought about like what I was gonna say in this video, when I thought about the things I was gonna say, I was like, a lot of those actually sound fine. Like when I say that, I'm like, that doesn't explain what the problem is though, because like everything I'm explaining is just not really the problem. It's like if I just say what happens in the show and then you think that's the reason I dislike it, you'd get the wrong idea. But like it's that it's doing those things poorly. And sadly, I don't quite know how to explain it doing them poorly. For instance, it has really bad tonal problems. And that's not because I have an inherent problem with a show being wacky and goofy and having light-hearted moments and comedy moments and then switching to having high tense dramatic moments at the drop of a hat. Like, there are shows that can do that well. There are plenty of shows that do that, and I enjoy it. So I struggle with this one because it's like I don't just want to say, oh, it's got a tonal problem. It like has these dramatic tonal shifts, and it goes from being really lighthearted and goofy to way too serious and dramatic and ham-fisted in an instant. Because it's like that's not really the problem. That's not the problem. It's the problem is that it does it badly. Because there are shows that do have those shifts, especially shows that kind of start as more rom-com-y and then move into like romance drama. A lot of romance stuff does it. This isn't a romance, this show, but it's got the same vibe. It goes from lighthearted to kind of comedic to really dramatic and intense very shortly, and then just switches back again later. And there are shows that do this great. Sakura-so, I think, is probably the best example of doing that really well. It never feels ham-fisted, it never feels forced, it always feels natural. It doesn't, there's never a problem I have with Sakura-so when it does its tone shifts. But when this show does its tone shifts, it does feel bad. I get a jarring feeling from it. It doesn't feel earned, it doesn't feel natural, it doesn't feel correct. It's like they just went, and then the dramatic scene happens, and it's like, whoa, where's, like, any connective tissue, please? Like, what is going on? And it does that a lot. In the first episode, it did it a bit, but it didn't bother me that much. But episode 2 and 3 just constantly. By the way, that's how far I made it. I'm, like, halfway through episode 3. Almost exactly halfway through episode 3. Because, like I said, I liked episode 1. And then episode 2, I thought, well, maybe this was just an off episode. But then episode 3 was making all the same mistakes episode 2 made. And so I don't want to be here anymore. I wanted to hold on. I wanted to hold out hope for this show. But in the end, I wasn't able to. I think the voice acting is good. I think the character designs are good. The animation is solid. But it is just not an enjoyable experience to watch at all. Because while the animation is good, the direction's kind of flat. Sometimes it's good, but it's mostly either like flat or it's like it's clearly trying to be something, but it's like without a reason. It's like, oh, this is like actually shot in an interesting way, but what is this shot saying? Why is it done this way? It seems like it's just done that way because like, oh, it's interesting, you know? So it feels like it's like trying to be more ambitious, it's trying to be more grandiose, but it's just failing. And so that combined with the tonal shift issues, the poor dialogue, the horrible comedic timing, it just makes it very unenjoyable to watch. Because that's the thing, it's like even with the tonal shift issue, it's like, well, is it good when it's dramatic and good when it's comedic? No, to the comedic one and the lighthearted one. I hate the way these girls banter. Because it's like, there's clearly some verbal sparring going on, there's clearly some banter, there's some back and forth, and they, like, kind of interrupt each other and clearly say things that are meant to be, like, a comedic beat, like, whoa, you just did that, but that's, like, all it is. All it is, like, them just explaining the joke. Like, someone will do something that actually would be, like, kind of funny or kind of interesting as a dialogue beat, and then the other character just explains it back to them. Like, whoa, oh my god, you can't just say that out of nowhere. Or like, oh, whoa, you did that and it shocked me. Or, oh, whoa, that's a weird thing to do. You're a weirdo. And it's just like, this is not it, bro. But when it's dramatic, it is quite good. I do like the dramatic beats. They are brought a bit down by the fact that, like I said, the tonal shifts are really bad. It doesn't flow into them very well. It just kind of is suddenly like, oh, it's dramatic. Oh, whoa! Now we're back to comedy, though, guys. Don't worry about that. We just showed you like a 10-second dramatic scene of someone having like a mental breakdown. Now we're back to people pointing out the jokes that they're making. Oh boy, don't you love this? It's horrible. But when it is dramatic, I do actually like the dramatic beats. I like what the show is clearly trying to say. And I like a lot of its emotional moments. Like, in a vacuum, though, right? Like, in the overall of the show, they end up failing because of all the other problems and the tonal shift issues. Um, and the fact that the directing is, like, weird. Like I said, it's like, okay, you're using an interesting shot during this moment, but, like, that doesn't really seem to say anything or add anything to the scene. It's just, like, you wanted to make the shot look interesting because then people who don't know anything about good animation or directing will say that it's good directing just because it's unique and kind of interesting looking. But it's like, it's not actually forwarding anything or saying anything about the scene or the characters or whatever, you know? So sadly, I gotta just give this a drop. It's just too. I wanted to keep going because there's things I like. I've said the things I liked, but overall, I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself. I kept realizing, like, I have no desire to try and watch the rest, especially after episode 2. I was like, I have no desire to watch it. And then eventually, I finally forced myself, and I'm like, it's just all the same problems. I don't want to be. I don't want to watch this anymore. So that's a massive shame. Had a lot of potential. There's a lot of things I like about it, but it's mainly just the script and the weird directing just make it so that it's not there. Ohio Sakai, good morning, wheel. Let's just get into it. Come on, good one. Come on, good show. Demon Lord Retry R. Okay. I remember people talking about this one. But I I think I remember people liking it early on and then disliking it by the end. Huh. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to this one. Might be back soon. Man, this shit sucks. It's so bad. It opened and it's like the animation was not it. It's pretty bad, pretty lackluster. The music is horrendous. Like, I couldn't believe my ears with like the generic soulless tracks that were playing. Um and just like nothing interesting is happening at all. Like he wakes up and he's always the demon lord in a world similar to the video game he made, and then a demon shows up and he beats it because he's super powered OP isekai protagonist, and then he and then and then and then a girl shows up and starts lore dumping on him. And I'm just sitting there like, we've been here for 6 minutes, and all that's happened is I've got a poorly animated fight scene that was boring and bad. And then I've just got a bunch of fucking exposition. I just got a bunch of world exposition bullshit happening at me, and it's just not enjoyable. It's like, where's the appeal? Where's the part I'm meant to enjoy? Because all I'm seeing is nothing. It's just nothing. The girl's cute, I guess, but that's it. The cute girl is not enough. It's not enough to pull me through, I'm afraid. Because I don't enjoy the main character at all. I don't enjoy the world so far. The script writing is horrendous and dull, and the animation's not great. It's like there's nothing here to find appealing. I got I got like 6 minutes in, I think, to episode 1. Oh, by the way, and also technically what I rolled was the sequel, but I hadn't seen season 1, so I had to go watch season 1. I thought that I didn't notice when I actually wrote it, but I thought, wasn't this an older show? It was. It's from 2019. The first season is. And yeah, I watched episode 1 of that, and I got 6 minutes into that, and I'm just like, bleh, 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 bleh. I'm joking. I'm bad art. I'm throwing up and vomiting, and I'm sick. No, yeah, I hate it. I hate everything about this. It just seems like the most generic, uninspired, poorly made shit imaginable. I do not have faith in it ever being good. And even if it is, it's not worth sitting through another second of it. So goodbye this show. Holy crap. Man, this is shaping up to be a bad one. Hopefully this last wheel of the episode can save my soul. At least I think it's the last one of the episode. Please be good. 365 days to the wedding. Okay, interesting. I didn't hear too many people talk about this, so I'm genuinely curious to see what it holds. I have no expectations. I have no idea of what way this could go. Alright, I watched like half, maybe a little less than 365 days to the wedding, and it's gonna be a drop. It's not like, it doesn't do anything like abhorrently bad. Like it's not like outright like bad in any meaningful way. It's just not. It's just bland. It's just pretty flat. It's not very interesting. Um, I watch it and I'm just like, there's nothing here that's gripping me. It's like it doesn't do anything that outright turns me off, but it also doesn't do anything to grip me and interest me. It's just very basic. The animation's fine. The concept seems fine. The characters are a little flat, and the direction is really flat. I guess that's the thing. It slightly leans more toward flat, which means I don't know. I'd probably put it like just below worth watching for me. It's like it's almost there, but it's like it just needs something. There's nothing here that actually grips me. The characters don't seem that interesting. Story doesn't seem that interesting. It's like, especially the characters. Like you gotta get me with the characters, and this just does not it. The main guy is just like this unsociable guy who just like goes to work and he sucks at talking to people. He barely talks to people. He's just kind of not really doing much with his life except for his cat that he takes care of. I don't know. It's and the main girl like is a little more interesting, but not remarkably so. Like on the overall, like she's just more interesting than him. She's not interesting in like the overall of it all. In the overall, she's also pretty flat and bland. There's just nothing. It's very simple. The company they work for is opening a fucking Alaska branch, and they don't want to move to Alaska, so they get married because they're only going to send someone who's single because they don't want to split up a family. Okay. Like, again, a concept like that, it's like, you need some good characters. I need to care about the main two and actually be, like, interested in them. But it's just really flat and uninteresting, and I'm just kind of like, okay. These are our main characters. Whatever. It's just uninteresting. It's just, I don't have much more to say than that. That's the main problem. I'm not going to keep watching it. Plain and simple. I have no desire to keep going through this show. Man, we're getting a lot of drops today. Well, turns out we actually have some time. We have some extra time, probably because we keep getting duds. A lot of duds this episode. It's gonna be a weird one if we don't find a banger to end it off with. So, Wheel, it's time to step the fuck up. What do you got? Oh, this one. Sakuna of Rice and Ruin. Adaptation of a game. I remember it being discussed a little, but I don't really remember what the vibe was. Interesting. This will be interesting. This one I was really curious about. I have no idea what to expect though, really. Well, alrighty, interesting. Let's hit it up. Man, what a unfortunate one. This one kind of it sucks because the whole episode is drops now, no bangers today. I watched a bit of this though. I got up to episode 4. I didn't finish episode 4, but I got up to episode 4. but basically just the show kind of lost me. Episode 1, really good. Episode 1 was a banger. I would love a show that just kept being like what most of episode 1 was. I really enjoyed episode 1. Episode 2 and 3 were all right. There were parts that were good, there were parts that were bad, it was me kind of like I was like, okay, it's like losing me a little, it's slowing down a little, but I'm still enjoying it. And then it got to episode 4, and I was watching it, and it just finally I was just like, I am not having any enjoyableness at all. I don't want to be here anymore, and so I dropped it. It's not that I hate it. It just kind of, I mean, I kind it's just boring. Is the thing. I don't like have hatred for it, but it is really annoying when something is boring. But let's talk about it. So episode 1 is actually, like I said, I really enjoyed episode 1. It's set in the, I think, what do they call it? The like heavenly realm or something. It's where the gods are. All the goddesses and gods are up there, and they're chilling. We got Sakuna. She's the harvest goddess, and our main character. She's a Mesugaki based. We love Mesugakis. Um, Voiced by the same voice actor for Jahi-sama, and she just sounds exactly like Jahi the whole time. It's so funny. I couldn't get out of my head that I'm like, man, it's just Jahi. It's just Jahi as a goddess instead of a demon lord. It's pretty great. But yeah, I liked her. I mean, I always liked the character, but yeah, episode 1 is great because it's just her and there's other gods, and the aesthetics of the heavenly realm are like so interesting. All these, like, it's all, you know, shrine architecture, with all the Shinto gods hanging out, and it's like up in the clouds, and I just love it so much. There's like all these different paths and bridges interconnected and overlaid on each other, and it's all like up in the sky. So it has a really cool vibe and aesthetic to it. I love it. She got a best friend who also has a really cool like aesthetic to her. She has these like gears behind her that are always turning. It looks fucking sick. I think she's like the puppet goddess, but like automatron type puppet. That's why she got the gears behind her. It's sick. It's sick. She looks awesome. The whole place looks awesome. I love the vibe of episode 1. I wish it had just kept being set here. I want a show set here with these characters all being present. Because also, after this episode, her friend is like not even in the show, the one with the gears. Well, at least up to episode 4. I don't know. Maybe she fucking comes back again later. I'm sure she does, maybe in a small way. But yeah, it just Sakuna ends up accidentally letting these humans into the heavenly realm. She tells them to turn back, but she doesn't make sure that they do, so they don't turn back. They end up there. They end up in the storeroom eating her rice. She gets pissed off at them, ends up accidentally blowing up the storage unit, and so she gets punished. She's sent to an island where there's demons, and she has to like investigate why demons are there. But also that means she has to constantly hunt for resources, her food and other resources, and also um, run the farm there to get rice and stuff. And it's like, hey, this is the video game. This is the video game loop. You go out and do demon hunting stuff, and then you come back and do the farming sim part of the game. That's the game, and so that's the whole show. You just see her like slowly over time build up resources and upgrade things and get in a better situation on this island with the humans that came with her. They're also stuck there with her, and she's trying to hunt to get food, but also grow rice and all this other stuff. And you just see that, and it's like I kind of like it. I like the vibe. I like the idea. Like when I say that, I'm like, that sounds awesome. I like the idea of like it being like a chill yashike. They're hanging out and we're learning like how rice growing actually works and other um, like early human survival stuff that people had to do and how they made tools and used them and all this other different stuff. And all that's plenty interesting, which is why I did stay with it as long as I did. I was like, this stuff is kind of interesting. I am kind of jiving with it. I'm kind of liking it. Uh, I like some aspects of what it does, but I also didn't like other aspects. The other characters apart from Sakuna are mostly really boring, or they're annoying, or they have a design I hate, and I don't want to look at them. Um, and even the ones that I am fine with looking at, like I said, they're just like boring or flat or don't have much going on. And so it just made me, yeah, just over time I got really bored. I was sick of seeing these kind of flat characters happening. Sakuna got more flat, like, pretty quick, uh, because she very quickly has to kind of take charge and lead these humans and be a better goddess. And she gets to that stage, like, really fast. And so a lot of her edge and her brattiness is, like, gone pretty quick, which, like, obviously that's the character arc for her, but it's like it just happens so fast and in a way where she doesn't become interesting in a new way, or like as a like cool leader, or like someone who's actually doing good. She just becomes like very boring. She just becomes like normal, and she just like has very normal complaints about like her life being tough, like not like in an annoying bratty way, but she's just like in a normal way, and she doesn't like blame anyone else for it anymore, and she just kind of deals with it and helps everyone and is nice and good and very reasonable really quickly. She just loses all her interest, all her edge, just becomes a very boring character. And like I said, everyone else is also really quite boring and flat. They have moments of almost being interesting, but never is consistent. And that's just a problem. It's like I kind of like the vibe, I like the general idea, but it's just not executed well. Mainly because the characters are kind of the main failing here. I'm not enjoying watching them. Like their interactions aren't that good or strong. There's no strong like bonds happening in any real way. No one's growing in an interesting way. Like I said, Sucken is the only one that's had like any real development, and it's been to make her less interesting. So I'm just kind of like, I'm lost with a connection there. Love the vibe, love the aesthetic. Especially the aesthetic. The aesthetic's banger. But my god, the characters are just too flat. There's just not enough going on for me to grip onto here. And so that's why I'm dropping it. But hey, really good first episode. I don't know. Check it out if it sounds like you'd like it. Because, I mean, I do like the vibe and idea, but like, the characters just, they just didn't do it for me. I think that's really what it is. This episode has been just full of failures. No finishes. Just fails. Damn.